Thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed, felt it was useful. Then let's get into this. So, aftermath of the weekend's fights are now over. We can kind of go assess, see what happened over the weekend, and yeah, we're carrying on with this fighters with a problem. Although it's not a fighter with a problem, it's not technically a promoter with a problem. Al Haymon. I mean, he is taking L's over there at PBC. He has taken plenty of L's. Basically in the last 4 months, he's lost the entire heavyweight championship, because at one stage he had undisputed. He had Andy Ruiz, Andy Deontay Wilder with the heavyweight title. That's all gone. Ruiz lost to AJ in the rematch because he let himself get out of shape, amongst other things as well. But truth be told, he let himself get out of shape. He was absolutely awful in that rematch. Deontay Wilder lost the WBC title. He got the crap beat out of him by Tyson Fury. And obviously they're going to try and cash him out now in the rematch, which is basically what the rematch is all about. The trilogy is all about. It's a cash out fight, because there's no way in hell, if Deontay Wilder sticks with the same kind of ideology that he has and he listens to his fanboys, he's going to win that rematch. His heavyweight prospect, Adam Kalnacki, if you can even call him a prospect now, he's probably more a contender. Adam Kalnacki took a loss against Robert Helenius, of all people. Robert Helenius, who hasn't been relevant in the heavyweight division, 5-6 years now, give or take. Pretty much since 2012, he's not really been relevant in the heavyweight division. So it is, and that's just the heavyweight division. Let's look at some of the other divisions he has there. Like, for argument's sake, let's look at the welterweight division. You know, he got Manny Pacquiao is his bread and butter. And Manny Pacquiao, who knows where we stand, because we're hearing talk of him fighting Mikey Garcia. Could that be a DAZN fight? Could that be a PBC fight? If you think about it like this, Manny Pacquiao, he came to PBC, had that Adrian Broner fight, and they obviously thought, okay, we'll get Thurman to beat Manny Pacquiao, to win for Thurman. It's a name, and we can get him into that Spence unification. You know, if Spence beats Porter, which I'm sure they wanted. Well, look how that went. Thurman lost to Manny Pacquiao. Spence obviously done the job against Sean Porter, and then he goes and crashes a Ferrari drink driving. I mean, I was in a live chat there with Mark Munro of Boxing on Friday, and he brought up the fact that Al Haymon, prior to being, working in the sport of boxing, he was promoting music artists. He was in the music industry. I think he worked with Beyonce for a while. I think he worked with a few others. I know he worked with Beyonce. But if you look at the music industry, the way the stars of the music industry are, the way certain stars are anyway, they're very much inclined to go off the rails. They drink a lot, they party a lot, they do these, silly things. And that's all well and good for them. They're not getting in the ring and, getting punched. They're not doing training camp and stuff like that. When you're taking that aspect and you're bringing it onto these fighters, and some of these fighters who know no better, like, Tank Davis, like the Charlos, like Broner, when you're bringing that kind of mindset and philosophy, Spence as well, over to boxing, it's not going to endear you to a long career. It's not going to endear you to a very healthy life, because you're killing enough brain cells, binging on whatever alcohol, and then going in there and taking punches. It's not exactly helpful. So you see a lot of these fighters going off the rails basically, and like even Spence, people are saying, oh, but Spence is coming back. I think they were naming opponents for Spence. They were saying that if and when he comes back, it's going to be against Danny Garcia or someone like that. Then it won't be against Danny Garcia. It'd be against, who was it? I think it was Manny Pacquiao originally. Then it was Danny Garcia. Then on top of Sergey Lipinets, of all people, which is probably the best opponent he could fight given the circumstances, because that boy ain't going to be 100% when he comes back. Hell no. But even then, we've heard rumours of Errol Spence being seen out partying again. That someone said that they thought he was a little bit inebriated at the Wilder Fury rematch. Oh boy, at the end of the day, this is all going on under Al Haymon's watch. And like I said about the heavyweight division, he's lost all his fighters that took L's. Wilder's probably going to take another L against Fury. Adam Kalnacki, his stock is going to have absolutely shot. As I get a new subscriber, get an email there, thank you, whoever you are. His stock is going to absolutely plummet, given the fact he lost to Helenius in that kind of fashion. Andy Ruiz, we don't know where he's at or what he's at now, who he's fighting next. Realistically, the guy who has the most momentum out of PBC at this stage is Charles Martin. Seriously, he's riding the crest of momentum now, coming off his win over Washington. That's literally the best they have now, literally going with PBC. someone who has momentum. Lost the heavyweight title. All the belts are gone from PBC. The welterweight division is all over the place, and they're still freezing out Terence Crawford, which is a shame. They don't recognise the WBO title anymore, which is silly because out of all the sanctioning bodies, they're probably one of the least corrupt. They want the WBC, all that glory. It's a mess over there. And at the end of the day, he is trying to please his masters, who are Fox, because Fox are pumping a lot of money into PBC. If all these fighters he has coming through are losing, they're trying to keep it in-house as much as they can, it's just not going to be a good look. They're not going to make a profit. They've already lost money on some Wilder shows. They took a loss on the Brazil show. They took a loss on the Ortiz pay-per-view. They had to do that show on pay-per-view when it wasn't even a pay-per-view fight. They're taking L's over there in every stretch of the word. So Al Haymon, if ever someone had a big problem, it was Al Haymon and PBC. You could say it about these videos I do, about these problem videos, be like, that fire's not got it that bad. Al Haymon, PBC, they ain't fighters, they have it bad. They have it bad over there at PBC with what's going on. And at the end of the day, I think it's only going to get worse. I think Al Haymon endears certain types of fighters to him. And what I mean by that is, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but fighters who are maybe not switched on as much as other fighters. That's not me saying these fighters are dumb, certainly not. But fighters like Spence, Broner, Davis, guys like that, Wilder, they're just not switched on. If you present some of the opportunities that have been presented to them, and you do it to some other fighter who's not a PBC fighter, they're going to jump. And they're going to jump ship straight away. I'm just thinking of some of the top ranked fighters. If you gave, just thinking of some of the top ranked fighters, if you gave someone like Kubrat Pulev, I know it's a poor example, probably won't use him, but if you give someone like Gilberto Ramirez, better example, the opportunities that some of these guys in PBC have been offered to go to Eddie Hearn or to go to Golden Boy, I'm sure he'd go. He'd probably go, but with Al Haymon, it goes through him first. He's the final say. I'm sure Fox have a say as well. So they got problems over there. Definitely have problems over there. I think it's only going to get worse. They're taking L's. They're fighters, and who do they have? Like, they have Manny Pacquiao, who was literally keeping their welterweight division afloat. And I would love to see him fight Crawford, but that fight's not going to happen unless he goes elsewhere. He's probably going to fight Garcia next, Mikey. It is. But look at the light middleweight division. They wanted Charlo versus Hurd, and it's just all over the shop. They're lucky enough that they have pretty much all the belts at light middleweight. I think Golden Boy have the WBO, but like, those titles are being thrown all over the shop. It's like that in every division. They don't have a solid person in there. Like, they've all taken L's. Charles took an L, Harris has took an L, Williams took an L. Hurd, he'll take many more L's before it's all said and done. So a lot of stuff going on over there. A lot of kind of problems basically with PBC. It'll be interesting to see the development and how this goes, because I definitely think that there's issues going on over there. Let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts. Do PBC have a big problem? Has Al Haymon maybe brought this kind of music industry persona, we'll say, onto some of these fighters that he has there, and have they lapped it up? Let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe of course if you are new, and as always, I will talk to you after.